down, I've been low. I've been places nobody should go. I've seen things no one should never see.
Bonjour, I'm Neechi Bee, otherwise known as Bridget. I'm First Nations from Treaty 1, Treaty 2 territory. I'm a Anishinaabe, Kwe, Dakota ancestry from stateside. And this is my spouse, TheSoberJunkie, otherwise known as Christopher Beaker. He is a descendant from Oklahoma, born and raised up in California state, and has lived in Vegas for over 9 years, and now has recently transitioned to the Pacific Northwest. He is actually just working on reconnecting spiritually, mentally, and physically as a Chaka descendant. You can take it from here.
Halito, Sahachipoya, Sober Junkie. Pleasure. Yakoki for having us and being able to tell my story a little bit, get it out there and try to help others that going through the same things I went through, you know, and come from the same places I come from. And that's what it's all about. And we were talking earlier before we started to record. We were walking and we saw a brother, and he was on the side of the road. He had a sign and he was hungry. And my spouse, she said, well, you want to do groundwork? She goes, there's a brother right there. And I'm like, oh, I'll come back when you're not with me. I don't know where he's at right now. You know, mentally, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if it's safe. She's like, no, go right now. Go. I said, okay. So I walk over there and we find out he's Anishinaabe, first of all. So, you know what I mean? That was really cool. And we start talking. And so she ends up coming over, and it was that experience alone, I think, started something really beautiful. And I think it's because of the way it went down. They start talking and she goes, well, do you speak your language? And he was like, yeah. And then what did he say? He started saying like bird, rabbit, like all this, you know, you learn when you're a kid. And so she starts talking to him.
He was speaking the Ojibwe language, which is our Anishinaabe language. And he's actually from a reservation, Lummi.
Yeah, so he's from Lummi Reservation, but yeah,
Big Wet.
Yep, but he's part Lummi, part Anishinaabe, right?
Yeah. So before we continue further, we want to do some land acknowledgement to the people that reside on the Pacific Northwest, just, you know, who have lived harmlessly for generations before, you know, the genocide and colonialism that impacted our people here. So we want to acknowledge, you know, the people.
Absolutely.
The Lummi Nation.
Our Koshalish family out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Finger, baby. So, and this brother that he's talking about is Anishinaabe. Yeah. And so there's another tribe, Sioux, Dakota, something like that. Anyways, moving forward, he was struggling with addiction on the street. But you know, one thing about our people, you know, whatever they go through, they always smile. And that's the best gift you can give them, is a smile. It doesn't hurt to smile. And that's what I always talk about, because, you know, you can really brighten someone's day no matter what they're going through. And if you offer that smile, you know, just when they need, because you don't know what they're going through on the street. Nobody wants to bother them, right? So he reached out as I asked him, and he ended up actually cooking him some breakfast and giving him some water. So making that impact in the community. And we ran into him a couple of times.
Whenever I see him, I tell him, you know, in Ojibwe, and he saw me from like a quarter mile away, and I yelled it, and he turned and his face lit up so big, because we've seen him now like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And we stopped the one time we could stop, the other time we couldn't stop. We were in traffic, but
we'll get him food.
We'll get him some more food and just letting them know we're there. You know, if we let our people know that we're there for each other, it's a big deal. And being somebody who was homeless in the streets, being somebody who, you know, was strung out on drugs, being somebody that was there, I understand differently. You know, not just being a descendant, but going through what they've gone through. You know, it's a different understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I would really like to piggyback on your land acknowledgement and just let people know that when you hear a land acknowledgement, and you hear, to all our listeners out there, when you hear that, and you hear when we say where we're from and where we are currently and whose land we're on, that you it would be a really good thing to take some action and do exactly what Sober Junkie and Neechi did, which is smile. Give the medicine of a smile to somebody that you don't know. Take a little bit of action. It won't take that much more out of your day. Give somebody a bottle of water. Give them a sandwich. It's not going to take that much more out of your day. Make sure you introduce yourself to a Native person. Just give them that little bit of time. It's a little bit of action. Every one of us can do it. Thank you all so much for helping our relative.
And with that, that land acknowledgement is also important to, ask the people that are listening out there to really learn the true history, right, of our people. There's a lot of people that you come across, even our own people down south, that are really reconnecting, or, our lost moccasins, right, that have been taken from us, 60 Scoop, that are really trying to rebuild their lives and really trying to reconnect. So it's very important. You got to give them that encouragement.
And it's about doing it every day. Our biggest thing with me is, everybody, you hear a lot of folks, I'm a descendant, or I know I got something in me and I'm part this or that. And this. I said, but hold on a minute. If you know, then you got to do your job, and you got to do your due diligence, and you got to learn, and you got to learn your history, and you need to learn your language, and you need to know where you come from and who you are. And we do Choctaw Word of the Day. I don't do it every day. I'm not going to sit here and, say I do, but I try to be on it. She definitely tells me every day, what's our Choctaw Word of the Day, and it's important. And what's my history, and me getting reconnected to be a good descendant, I'm so proud. Like I tell her, I said, baby, if we had a child and down the road, right? No one else was Native ever. And I said, but your great grandbaby is still going to be like my grandmother. And you know what I'm saying? So, and I know how she feels. That's my baby. What do you mean they're not indigenous? What do you mean they're not Native? They descended from me. So I think as a good descendant, to learn about who you descend from, to truly understand, and then call yourself a descendant. There's just so many folks out here that just like to throw the word around and dress up. And our people have such a beautiful culture and such a beautiful story. And there's a lot of pain in there as well. And you can't understand it unless you truly understand it. So do the work, Yep.
Do the work. So on that, how do you all juggle your careers and travel with community responsibilities and relationships? How do you manage to do all that? Because as a sober person, sometimes that can be a bit overwhelming. How is that? How do you get it together?
Look at each other's schedules. So I travel more than SJ. A lot more. So, if you're watching his social media, he's homebound. We try to be oblivious about what we're doing. So we'll post like a day after, the next day, sometimes the same day. But I'm usually traveling to Toronto, into the belt of London, Ontario, Manitoba. And then I come back to Vancouver, retreat, to get some stuff done up north. And then I'll come through, and then we'll just really plan our schedules. It takes a lot, but we do it. We didn't know we were going to be on a shuttle back to Bellingham, but that's where I left my car at the airport.
We got to go back. But honestly, it's having each other's back, communicating. Yeah. And I'll be honest, for me, I cut out a lot of unnecessary stuff and had to really, to get focused. And this whole year has been a big transitional thing for me with my dentistry, getting my teeth done, getting all the bad teeth out from being an addict. I was in the streets homeless for almost, 10 years. So it's like off and on, so I didn't take care of myself. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't shower. I didn't do any of that. I didn't care. I was getting loaded. It was, I was living to get high and getting high to live. And that's all that mattered. So for me, it's been a big transition, getting my teeth done and doing all these things. So it's been really hard. Mm-hmm. It's been trying to juggle it all, but she keeps me grounded. When you have a partner that is your true partner and you find that person, which I hope everybody's able to do that, it just works. You got to listen to each other. It's not all peaches and ice cream. You know what I'm saying? But you got to work with each other. You got to understand one another. And, I deal with mental health, right? Big time. And depression, anxiety, bipolar. and
PTSD from being
PTSD from being in
institutionalized.
I did a lot of time in the SHU. My last term was 3 years in the SHU, secured housing unit, which is a 23-1 lockdown, but it's not 23-1. It's more like 72 hours and a 5-minute shower. I don't understand where they get the 23-1 at, because it was torture. They torture people.
Honestly, it's important for people's recovery to know that, because, you know, a lot of people who have never been through it think, oh, you get sober and then your life is fine. Like,
Yeah.
no, I get sober and then I get housing and then I get some clothes and then I get some food and then I get some medical care and then I get dental work and maybe I need glasses. And what is a savings account and what is a resume? And like, there's all these. Recovery is a lifelong process, and a lot of time people don't talk about that. So it's really refreshing to hear that you talk about the things that you're actually going through. It's
Absolutely. I'm toothless and ruthless. That's what I tell people. I'm toothless and ruthless, you know?
You've been going through a lot of hateful comments on Instagram. Like people, one of the things that I thought was, I would say, nearly disgusting. It came from a chef, a professional from Miami. And, there's a lot of people that will use different accounts. So a family account, and then has a link to his restaurant, which is a really good restaurant, a sushi restaurant.
Right.
And he just said so much to him. And I was just like, you know what? I want to yell at this, because you were supposed to be chef. Right? That has an amazing restaurant in Miami, of all places, and very well to do. But you're blasting the aesthetic of his smile and his journey.
Yeah,
There's
people don't understand.
Yeah,
They don't.
But you know what, folks like that, I tell them, when I comment back, I'm always like, thank you, sweetie. When it's a guy, thank you, sweetie. And then I'll make a kissy face. Like, all right, cool. Whatever. You're dealing with you.
Blasting them because
But she goes off on. Or my fans do.
Well, your fans will do it for sure.
My fans do it the most because they love me, and I don't got nothing negative to say to nobody. Unless you hurt my family, my babies, my baby. There's no need for nothing. Let's just go about our way. You're upset. You're dealing with some stuff. I get it. You're miserable, and you're trying to project it onto me. But I'm toothless and ruthless and happy as can be.
In what ways has music and creative expression, been healing for you that you would like to share with our listeners and artists that would like to eventually be someone like yourself?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about people.
Yeah. So the creating of the songs it's for me, it's therapy. I'm able to get out things that I wouldn't be able to get out any other way, and so writing, even when I write differently, but let's say I'm stressed out, I'm going through it. I will literally sit down and find a receipt, flip it over, find a pen and write. That's what I do, because it gets it out. Writing is the best thing I can tell any artist. And that's where your greatest music comes from. That's where your greatest music comes from. When we did People, I was in the car and I heard it. So Creator just be sending me songs. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know where they come from. I don't write them down. I literally go in the studio, turn it on, and it just happens. I have no idea how. I'm talking verses, bridge, hook, the whole song off rip. Then I got to go back through, of course, but it's like I don't know where it's Creator. I can't take credit for it.
So basically what Essie's trying to recite is that he has this gift that Creator has blessed him with. And I've been in the studio with him several times and watching him work. We'll listen to like a reference. We got an idea, and then boom, he's not writing the song. He's writing it through here, and it just comes out onto the mic. It's amazing to watch him do his work, work on his craft. He's really blessed that way.
And that's what heals me. It's the music, and that's what dives into your music. That's if you're going through it, if you're struggling, just dive into the music. Pick up a book, it's to me, that's the best way. You know, it's something that you were given this gift. You're an artist. You got to use it. It's for you. It's for others, but it's for you. You know.
And that song, people, it's like, you know, you gotta love people. You gotta show them the way. That song is very passionately written and recorded. So definitely take a listen to it. Include Hope and Pray. It's a good one. The MMIW song he did with Sir James. Who else was on there?
Southie.
Yeah, Southie, yeah, exactly.
Southie and Stuart James. Both.
Amazing song.
And we're going to be linking up with them this week. We're actually back on the road, you guys, in a few days.
We got some music to show the future with them. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good.
So why did you choose the name Sober Junkie? I mean, I have my own ideas about why you might have, but why did you?
You're going to love this. So I got clean and I was going to my meetings and doing my thing. And I saw an old buddy of mine. And I was like, he's like, what's up, man? I got some stuff, bro. Let's go over here to this motel I got. Let's go kick it. I said, nah, bro, I'm sober. Good now. I'm done. He's like, yeah, right. You're sober. You're a junkie, bro. Sure, you're sober junkie. He goes, oh, yeah, what are you, a sober junkie? And he started laughing at me. I got clean April 20th. May 1st, there was a fair in Los Banos, California. I went to the fair, and I got a shirt made that said sober junkie on it. And I said, I'm never turning back. And I became the sober junkie. And the old me died, you know? And it's been the perfect name because when people hear it, they're like, huh? What does that mean? And then I get to tell them, you know, and folks like us, they hear it like you got it. You're like, the sober junkie, get it, right? Yeah. But if that was it was given to me.
Yeah, we get our names in all kinds of different ways. And that's a good story.
Thank
but
you.
You know, he wants to, through his reconnecting journey, is really wants to go to ceremony, try to start, like a seed learning, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes with Brad's humor, he's like, baby, I need an indie name. So I gave him one for fun.
Oh my God.
What is it, baby? Come on, we gotta get.
You guys are gonna die right now. Big Chief Indian Daddy.
Yeah. So he's 6'4".
Because I'm 6'4".
I'm 5'6". So he's like, this is Big Chief Indian Daddy.
Yep.
The brothers like to say, hey, what's up, Chief?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's my daddy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I hear you've got about 10 years of sobriety. That's
11.
11. Wow.
But that's
Good for
Going
you.
on 12, you guys. April 20th will be 12.
That's really amazing.
Thank you.
It really sounds like music and this journey has really helped you forward. I think that's just really amazing. So how do you use you learned a ton about yourself while being an actual junkie, and you've learned even more about yourself being a sober junkie. So what do you love about giving that education back to other people? Like, how do you do that? Do you do
honestly through the music, through social media, through one-on-one interactions when I meet people? I was doing a lot of one-on-one through Instagram, and I'm even taking a break right now. My spouse she's actually handling it for me because it just gets overwhelming. I was doing a lot of one-on-one, but I've lost some people. I have. Over the years, I've lost a few people. And so that's kind of hard, to do the one-on-one as much now because it's so much. It's gotten so big. When it was smaller, it was easier. So now I just try to focus, utilizing the Instagram, utilizing TikTok, doing the posts that they need. And then when Creator wants me to speak to someone one-on-one, he makes it happen. Creator always makes it happen. We have so many incredible encounters with people. It's beautiful.
I believe that SJ has been reading a book with Bob Riley that really, getting a little bit more infused with her. That included, it's been many years with exactly. And
the variety is for us, and I love it.
Right. So basically, his next steps through this journey is just really speaking more, and he's got upcoming, I guess, speaking events. And this is where he's actually going to build more of,
Curriculum almost too.
yeah, he's going to infuse himself with his story, with his music, and included, talking about, sobriety and a Q&A, right? At the end, and meet people in the community, to really spread that message and he can share his story. And he does have a book coming out, so you have to, soft release will be happening hopefully within 6 months.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm excited.
He's
And
been
then
keeping busy.
we got a movie coming out October 9th on Tubi. And it's
But
called
what's it called?
At What Cost? And I play a crazy role. I am a crazy dude in there. Gonna be fun. You guys are gonna love it. But it's on
So where's
Tubi. It's a
You'll have
Tubi
to send us
original.
the link.
Absolutely.
It's on his Instagram. And
It's on my IG, but
there's
I'll
some
send it
trailers
directly.
there. You'll look, he's yeah, just take a look, you'll see it. It'll be like movie props Detroit, go to Detroit. And I don't think we'll be there for
The premiere.
they just had the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The premiere's
The release is October 9th.
release is October 9th. I think the premiere is the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, the premiere is the 8th, but I don't think we'll be making the premiere, but we will be watching it, and I'm sure we'll do something at home, and I'll probably hit up big old DJ Rez and tell him to slide through and get some popcorn, and we can all watch it at the house,
Be good. Be good.
I've been low, I've been